Good morning, as we say each and every day. So nice to see you join us this morning for 3+U. We hope you're having a great day. But if you've got money on your mind, I guess we always kind of have money on our mind. We're going to kick the show off with our good friend Kevin Fuerst, who is back on with Fuerst Financial Group. Nice to see you.
Thanks, Julie. Good to see you.
You were very gracious with me, Kevin, because you allow me to take what's in my head and somehow you work magic with it.
Right.
So true story, I spent Sunday totally cleaning my house. My younger daughter was away. I could delve in, my spice cabinets organized, the whole shebang. Getting ready for work this morning and I thought, golly, my organization's already gone.
Right.
Doesn't take long.
Right.
So for you, we're all so busy. You can really get to know your client, their philosophy of money, what they're looking for in their lives, and you're the one who can focus on it.
Correct. My father-in-law put it well one time. He said he needed to get his house in order. And he meant his financial house, his estate plan. And he was older when he decided to do that, which we're glad he did. But still, you do have to, I don't think you can do it alone. I think you do have to, for the most part, there are some people that do a really good job. They come in, they do have their house in order. And I think they think that way sometimes, but a lot of people don't. They have their careers, they don't think about beneficiaries, they don't think about who owns this or who owns that. Is it in joint ownership or should this be just in my name? And so there's all those questions that they have. And I think having somebody coach you through that is helpful.
Something else that happens, I mean, your life changes and we're all, because we don't have a lot of time, we're quick to say, oh, I'll do that next week.
Right.
And then next week becomes 8 next weeks.
Correct.
And you haven't done it.
That's right.
In terms of even just reviewing policies that you have, that's important to do pretty regularly, right?
At least, to me, at least once a year.
That's pretty regularly.
Some things maybe not, like an estate plan. If you set an estate plan up, a will, a trust, something like that, maybe every 3 years, but you should still take a look at it. See, things change. Kids, your children change. They may not turn out the way you want to, or they may turn out better than you think, and so you just have to weigh that out and decide what it is that you want to do and how that looks for you.
So education's a big thing for you. I mean, you can't possibly see every single person in your practice, and other people have people they're trusting that they're seeing on a regular basis, but it's still good to hear some information. So kind of the wheelhouse, I think, of our viewership is pretty much people my age-ish. So we've got kids, we've got
30, 35, something like that.
Oh, I knew I liked you. We've got kids, we've got parents that are getting older. I'm going to pick some topics and give me a little bit of advice. Okay? If you're a grandparent, which you are, and you have a new grandchild, is it a good idea? I know, you've got twins. Is it a good idea or a bad idea, in your opinion, to establish a 529 plan for those grandchildren?
Yeah, that's a good one. So everything has an answer of depends. It depends on the grandparents, how much their estate is really worth, and does it make sense for them. Sometimes just an UGMA account. People would call it a college savings account or something like that, but an UGMA account is good to set up. It's a joint account with the grandparent and the grandchild, and you can contribute to that. There's really no limit, I don't think. Maybe $16,000 a year or something you can put into it, so it's a pretty large amount of money. But those are things that can help you for college. The 529 is specific for college, and so if you don't use it for college, then it turns into an IRA. You can't touch it till you're 59 and a half, 65, so forth and so on. But anyway, there's things I don't like about the 529, but they are useful for some people. Okay.
If you are watching and maybe you are in your 70s or you have a parent who's older, whatever, maybe you have my mom's 92. So in her case, it's getting harder and harder for her to really absorb all of the financial things in her life, but she's got somebody who she trusts. Is it a good idea, though, to begin thinking about how you might want to either be setting your money up in trusts versus a will? At what age do you consider doing that?
I think sooner the better. Of course, maybe someone would say I have a vested interest. To me, I think having that estate plan in order, because we don't know really when we're going to pass away, it does seem that once you get to 50, 55, you really start thinking that way. Your kids are a little older. You have accumulated a little bit of wealth. or a lot of wealth, and you need to start thinking, okay, what happens if I pass away? How do I want this to look? And when you have an 18-year-old that's going to inherit 100,000 or 200 or a million or whatever the amount, you pick the amount, it's a lot of money for an 18-year-old to get. And so then what's going to happen to the money? Are they going to be wise with it? Maybe we should hold it in trust, or through the will set up a trust so that the money is held till later in life when they need the money, or it could be used for education purposes but nothing else. So there's all kinds of things you can do in your estate plan as you get older and as you gain wealth to protect it against, we call them wolves, or whatever may come along to try to take that money.
We have about a minute left. I think a lot of how we handle our money is muscle memory. We build habits. I love your phrase of you have to watch a thing to know a thing.
Yeah.
We live in these tumultuous times. So are you advising your clients on a regular basis, maybe look at CDs versus the stock market, maybe look at real estate versus this?
Yeah, always. I think you have to look at everything. And I had a client in actually just yesterday, and we were talking about her assets. She is a widow, and so she also has done real estate ventures her whole life, so to speak. And so she said, I'm thinking about refinancing the properties at some point if interest rates come down, and then bring the money in here to invest. And I said, why? I said, keep those things paid off. You don't, unless you just want to leverage them, you don't have to. Why bring the money in here and your return on your investment is 8, 10, 11% on your real estate? Leave it alone. Why take that chance? And so every person is different, but I think you do have to look at other alternatives, whether it's real estate, stock market, whatever it is, another business, a venture that you want to get into.
And I have to wrap it up, but if I'm interpreting the right way, when you told her to leave it alone, if she had done her plan, that money would have come into your practice.
Right.
But you looked at her best interest.
Right. Oh, absolutely.
All right, I'm going to brag on you, Kevin Fuerst.
Anyway.
Here's where you'll find him. Fuerst Financial Group on Century Oaks Drive. It's a family-run business, 899-8555. The website is growkeepleave.com. Truly, he has your best financial interests at heart. Thank you.
Thanks, Julie.
Season 18 is just blowing my socks off.
Mic drop.
I didn't like it. I love